Moodboarding using AI tools is becoming the norm within production, especially when talking about a fast way to come up with visuals to go with your concepts for clients. For this sample project, we're going to create a mood board for an imaginary food brand. I typically will start in ChatGPT, asking it to help me come up with prompts to use in Midjourney. Including the specific camera will tell Midjourney where in the database to reference to get more specific looks for more realism and things that were taken with those actual cameras. I put one of these prompts into Midjourney and it spat out a good looking bowl of greens, but the image was square and I prefer my images in the 16:9 format. So to fix that, you can add --AR space 16:9. And that tells Midjourney that you want a 16:9 aspect ratio when you're generating images. And if you want that on every image you're generating, you can type in \prefer suffix and then type in your aspect ratio code, and it will apply that to every single image you generate after the fact until you change what that prefer suffix is. So here I wanted some more generations that were a little more interesting than a bowl of greens and wanted them more stylized. So I asked ChatGPT to give me some of the top food photographers of 2024, and then I went through the list of them and looked at what their food photography looked like. And I really like the look that this guy Skylar Burtz gets. So I asked ChatGPT to then start including his style and name in the prompts I was creating for Midjourney. And then I asked it for prompts that were more unique and quirky so that we could get a style of our own going in these prompts. So then I started just dropping in those prompts into Midjourney to see what they would look like. There was one that was more royal looking. It was a steak. It was this steak that was dressed kind of like a king. And I liked that look, so I decided to continue on the path. So I asked ChatGPT to give me more food prompts that were dressed like royalty and continued getting kind of interesting images like these. I also wanted to show you the character consistency abilities in Midjourney. So I got a picture of our good friend Ryan Reynolds from the internet, and then I took the picture and dropped it into the Discord chat, and then clicked on that Discord image to open it in the browser and grab the link from the browser. Then at the end of my prompt, I typed in --CREF space and then pasted that link to the image, which then tells Midjourney that I wanted to reference the character in the image. You can also type in --CW space and then a value between 0 and 100, and that tells Midjourney what you want the weight of the character reference to be. 0 would be you just want the face to be the same, and 100 would be you want everything, including the clothing, to be exactly the same as the character. So once I did that, I started getting some images of Ryan Reynolds as a king cooking up some burgers. I kept it on 0 to get just his face. And at this point, I kind of wanted that more medieval looking modern food, like the modern foods that look more medieval. I really liked that look I was getting. So I generated a picture of a king, and I've heard that Midjourney images themselves are better for character references for some reason. So I generated this image of a king and then used that CREF prompt to reference that image as my character. And then I started getting some interesting looks. The king character was not super consistent, but it did introduce that medieval feel a little bit more. The other thing you can do is sref, which is --sref space, and then you can paste a link again to a style reference that you like instead of a character reference. And so I had an image that I liked that I had generated, so I used that as the style reference. There was some motion, some particles in the air moving around, and I wanted to include that. So I started generating some prompts in ChatGPT, and then I was using the style reference with those prompts and started getting some consistent looks that I thought would be really good for the mood board. So I just kept feeding ChatGPT. Here's some more looks. I ended up getting a spread of different kinds of foods. I got some pizzas, some desserts, different things I wanted to fill my mood board with. And then I went over to Google Slides and grabbed just a template that had a lot of image slots and started changing the style. I changed the font to a more royal looking font and decided to call my restaurant King's Table. And then I started inputting different things into my mood board. And here's kind of the final look of the mood board.